Hello everybody, my name is SU Keyboard, also known as Joseph O'Connor, and today we're going to be taking the 8 values test. Just like last time when I took the political compass test, I'll put this link to this test in the description of the video. And let's just jump right in. So first up we have oppression by corporations is more of a concern than oppression by governments. So this is a very interesting question to start off with. So I do believe that oppression by corporations is bad, but I also believe that oppression by governments is worse. Well, not necessarily worse. It really depends on what's happening and what country you're in and what the government is. I would have to say that governments would have more potential to do harm with their oppression than a corporation would. A government's oppression would be more broad and affect more people than a corporation, so I would have to say a light disagree on that. So secondly, we have it is necessary for the government to intervene in the economy to protect consumers. I would 100% agree on this. Allowing corporations to do whatever the heck they wanted is not a good thing, and we've tried that before and it didn't really work out very well for us, so I'm going to strongly agree with this. The freer the markets, the freer the people. This is the exact opposite proposition as the previous one, so I'm going to say the opposite answer. Strongly disagree. It is better to maintain a balanced budget than to ensure welfare for all citizens. This is an interesting question too, because we're going through a bit of a situation right now where the government is going to shut down on October 18th because of the debt, but that really isn't because of welfare or anything like that. If people are interested, I can go deeper into this topic if in another video if anyone's interested, but I would have to say disagree. Having welfare is more important. I would strongly disagree. Number 5, publicly funded research is more beneficial to the people than leaving it to the market. I would strongly agree, because leaving it to the market, they'll only research things that will make them money instead of things that will benefit the most people. So I'm going to strongly agree with that. Tariffs on international trade are important to encourage local production. I would have to disagree. Imposing tariffs on international goods is kind of anti-capitalist if you think about it, right? Like, I see no reason that a capitalist would ever want tariffs, because if a corporation in another country is going to do better, is producing a better product, and is selling at a better price, and so on and so forth in a capitalist system, then, you know, there's no reason that an American company should try to get the government to make that company not succeed. It's just, you know, it goes against, it's hypocritical for a capitalist to want that, right? So, you know, and most tariffs are pushed by, you know, Republican, people, right? So we're gonna have to disagree. Number 7, from each according to his ability, to each according to his own, or to his need. This is basically basically just a socialist saying, where basically from each according to his ability, you give everything that you can, and to each according to his needs, you only take what you need to survive. To be honest, I don't know why I had the headphones on. I don't really need them. I'm going to strongly agree with this. Number 8, it would be best if social programs were abolished in favor of private charity. No, people are not. I'm going to say strongly disagree, because I'm going to say strongly disagree because people are not good enough. I'm going to say strongly disagree here, because charity wouldn't be enough to feed everyone in America, or, to feed everyone that is in need, to clothe everyone in need. Charity just isn't enough, and not structured enough on like a global scale or an international or a national scale. So having a structured way to go about it, like a government program, is the best way to go for it. So I'm going to strongly disagree here. Taxes should be increased on the rich to provide for the poor. Obviously, strongly agree, and this has been said over and over again. Inheritance is a legitimate form of wealth. I would agree, right? I would agree that it is a legitimate form of wealth, right? And yeah, like I can make a whole video on this as well, if people are interested. Number 11, basic utilities like roads and electricity should be publicly owned. Of course, these things should be publicly owned. No one should pay for things that the people need, so I strongly agree. Government intervention is a threat to the economy. I would have to strongly disagree because of things I've said before. Number 13, those with the greater ability to pay should receive better healthcare. I strongly disagree. Everyone should have the same access to the top-notch, best healthcare in the world, right? There is no reason that there should be different tiers, right? Just because something is free, that doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. It should be the best possible care that can be provided, right? And just because you have money, that doesn't give you a right to have better care than someone who doesn't have that money, right? If your case is less important than someone else's, it just shouldn't matter how much money you have. It should matter how severe your illness is. So I'm going to strongly disagree with this. Quality education is the right for all people. Hopefully we can all agree that yes, that is something that everyone should have. Excuse me. The means of production should belong to the workers who use them. I'm going to softly agree with this because, I believe in workplace democracy, but I don't think that, a communal system would be, I believe in representative democracy rather than, a direct democracy. And, that's just like too granular. And it's too granular, and it would only work on like extremely small scales. So I'm going to softly agree, but not like entirely. United Nations should be abolished. Strongly disagree. That's a really bad idea, just in general. Military action by our nation is often necessary to protect it. No, just straight up no. Vietnam. The invasion of Iraq, the war on terror, no, that's just strongly disagree, no. I support regional unions, such as the European Union, I do. It is important to maintain our national sovereignty, I agree that, well, okay. Actually, no, I'm going to say neutral to this because I believe that, I'm not in favor of, like, America. I'm saying America for all of this because that's where I live. I'm not in favor of America becoming like the subject of another country, right? I'm also not in favor of America going over and subjugating another country, right? But I do believe that ultimately what would be best for humanity is a single worldwide government, a single worldwide united country would be the best thing for humanity. But, I just don't think that it would have to come about peacefully and everyone would want to do it, rather than, one country taking everything else, right? Not world domination, world unity, right? So I'm gonna say neutral to that. A united world government, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. United world government would be beneficial to mankind. I just said yes. It is more important to Question 21, it is more important to retain peaceful relations than to further our strength. Strongly agree. War is never a good thing for any, for the citizens of any country ever, even the aggressor. Number 22, wars do not need to be justified to other countries. Strongly disagree. You should be able to justify a war. If you want to go to war, you have to be able to explain yourself. Military spending is a waste of money. Soft agree. Not all military spending is a waste of money, but to the degree that we spend money, it is a waste. International aid is a waste of money. Strongly disagree. My nation is great. It has its problems. Research should be conducted on an international scale. Yes. Governments should be accountable to the international community. Yes. Strongly agree to that. Even when protesting an authoritarian government, violence is not acceptable. I would disagree to that. It really depends on how bad your government is. Like if your government is on like North Korea scale, then I think that a violent uprising is pretty justified. But if you're if you're protesting against like the town of Oswego, right? I don't think violence is really warranted. Really, it really depends on the scale and who you're protesting against, right? So I'm going to softly disagree with that. My religious values should be spread as much as possible. Nope. Our nation's values should be spread as much as possible. Disagree. It is very important to maintain law and order. Neutral. I don't really want to get into that right now. The general populace makes poor decisions. Neutral. Physician-assisted suicide should be legal. I agree. The sacrifice of some civil liberties is necessary to protect us from acts of terrorism. No. Government surveillance is necessary in the modern world. No. The very existence of the state is a threat to our liberty. No. The state or the government is not inherently evil. It's the people that inhabit the government can do bad things, but the existence of government itself is not bad. Regardless of political opinion, it is important to side with your country. No. Let me go back. Strongly disagree. All authority should be questioned. Yes. A hierarchical state is best. Nope. It is important that the government follows the majority opinion, even if it's wrong. It's neutral. The stronger the leadership, the better. No. Democracy is more than a decision-making process. It is. Environmental regulations are essential. Yes. A better world will come from automation, science, and technology. I agree. Children should be educated in children should be educated in religious or traditional values. No. Traditions are of no value on their own. Yep. Religion should play a role in government. Absolutely not. Churches should be taxed the same way other institutions are taxed. I agree. Climate change is currently one of the greatest threats to our way of life. Yep. It is important that we work as a united world to combat climate change. Yes. Society was better many years ago than it is now. No. It is important that we maintain the traditions of the past. No. It is important that we think in the long term beyond our lifespans. Absolutely. Reason is more important than maintaining our culture. Yes. Drug use should be legalized or decriminalized. I agree. Same-sex marriage should be legal. Yes. No cultures are superior to others. Yes. No sex outside of marriage is immoral. Absolutely not. If we accept immigrants at all, if we accept migrants at all, it is important that they assimilate into our culture. No. Abortion should be prohibited in most or all cases. No. Gun ownership should be prohibited for those without a valid reason. So in my last video, I just talked about Mr. Dapper. So in my last video, I talked about Mr. Dapperton going on a rant, heated tirade about leftists and gun control, and my opinion on gun control has swayed over time, and I think I'm not against it, but I'm also not for it either, because I understand both sides of the argument. So I'm gonna have to go with a neutral answer on this. I support single-payer universal healthcare. Strongly agree. Prostitution should be illegal. I agree. Maintaining family values is essential. Nope. To chase progress at all costs is dangerous. No. Genetic modification is a force for good even on humans. I agree. We should open our borders to immigration. Strongly agree. Governments should be as concerned about foreigners as they are about their own citizens. I agree. All people, regardless of factors like culture or sexuality should be treated equally. I agree. And final question, it is important that we further my group's goals above all others. Neutral. Alright, now let's see where I stand. Okay, on the economic axis, I'm a socialist. Not very shocking. On a diplomatic axis, I am internationalist. Again, not very shocking. Civil axis, I'm a libertarian. Not very shocking. And the social axis, I'm a revolutionary. Not very shocking. So I have an 83.3, 87.2, 79.3, and a 91.3. I'm a libertarian socialist. Very good. Alright. So that's the end of this. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll make the link to this down below. And share it with me, your scores, on Twitter. I'll post this video on Twitter, and I'll also put a link to my Twitter account in the description of this video. So make sure you go follow me on Twitter as well, and I'll post this on Twitter. And like I said, respond to my tweet with your results, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.